Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, when the world was still fresh and new, there were two brothers. Their names were Cain and Abel. They were the sons of Adam and Eve, the first humans ever created. Cain, the older brother, was a farmer, working the land and growing crops. Abel, the younger brother, was a shepherd, caring for flocks of sheep. In the beginning, the brothers lived simple lives. They worked hard, each offering something of value to God in thanks for his blessings. But as we'll see, not everything would remain peaceful between them. One day, Cain and Abel brought their offerings to God. Cain, as a farmer, brought some of the fruits of his harvest, a portion of the crops he had grown. Abel, the shepherd, brought a lamb, the best and fattest lamb he could find. God looked at Abel's offering and was pleased with it. He saw that Abel had given his very best, the finest of what he had. But when God looked at Cain's offering, something was different. He didn't feel the same joy or approval. Cain had given, yes, but it wasn't the best of what he had. It was simply a portion, perhaps not his first fruits or his most valuable. Now Cain was upset. He had worked hard on his crops and he thought his offering should have been enough. But he saw that his brother Abel was favored. It wasn't fair. His heart filled with jealousy and anger. He didn't understand why God had rejected his gift, but accepted Abel's. Cain's frustration began to boil over. He walked away from God, but his mind was filled with dark thoughts. He didn't know what to do with all the anger building up inside him. And that's when God spoke to Cain. God, in a deep, calm voice, "Cain, why are you so angry? Why has your face fallen? If you do what is right, won't you be accepted? But if you don't, sin is crouching at the door, ready to take over. You must master it, Cain." God wasn't scolding Cain, but he was warning him. Sin, represented by that feeling of jealousy and anger, was waiting to take control. Cain had a choice: to choose the right path, to let go of his anger and do better, or to give in to it. But Cain, instead of listening, let his frustration grow. Cain invited Abel out into the field. Abel, innocent and trusting, didn't suspect a thing. But as the two brothers walked in the quiet of the field, Cain's heart hardened. His jealousy and anger clouded his thoughts, and before he knew it, the tension inside him exploded. He attacked his brother, and in that moment, the world changed forever. Cain had killed Abel. God, who sees everything, spoke to Cain once again. God, in a strong but grieving voice, "Cain, where is your brother Abel?" Cain, in a defensive voice, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" Cain's heart had grown so cold, so distant from the love and care he should have had for his brother, that he lied to God, denying what he had done. But God knew the truth. God's voice was sadness. "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed. You will no longer be able to grow crops as you once did. The earth which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood will not yield good fruit for you anymore." Cain was now marked. His life would never be the same. The earth which had once supported him would turn against him. He would become a wanderer, forced to live with the consequences of his actions. And yet in God's mercy, he placed a mark on Cain to protect him. No one would harm him, though his life would be filled with regret. And so Cain went away, living a life of wandering, separated from his family, from his community, and from the peace he once had. Abel, the innocent brother, was gone. The first sibling rivalry had led to the first murder. But even in this terrible moment, there was a lesson. The story of Cain and Abel teaches us about the destructive power of jealousy and anger. It reminds us that when we let our emotions control us, they can lead to choices we'll regret for the rest of our lives. God gave Cain a chance to choose the right path, but he chose his own way instead, and it cost him dearly. But it also shows us that even when we make terrible mistakes, God doesn't abandon us. Cain's story ends in pain, but it also opens the door to the possibility of change. God still spoke to Cain, gave him a warning, and showed mercy. Even in our darkest moments, there's always the chance for redemption if we turn to him. And so, the story of Cain and Abel is not just about jealousy and sin. It's a reminder of the importance of our choices, the love and care we should have for each other, and the constant opportunity to choose right over wrong. Thanks for joining me in this reflection. May we learn from Cain and Abel and strive to be better, kinder, and more loving in all of our relationships. Because at the end of the day, we are all our brother's keeper. If you enjoyed the story of Cain and Abel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel in biblical times for more Bible stories and lessons. See you next time.